What's the deal, fellas? It's Steeler here back again, talking about some pretty interesting things today, if I do say so. My goddamn self, how the fuck is everybody doing? I'm doing phenomenally, thanks for asking. Be sure you follow me on Xbox Live at II space dealer space II and Twitter at dealer_gaming for all the latest fuckery. And speaking of Twitter, this really sparked this video for me. Now, Crab Gamer made a video about Scorpio possibly having 10 gigabytes of GDDR5 for available RAM for the system to actually use for games. And that really sparked a lot of people sending me messages on Twitter, at least 15 or so. Every time one of these rumor type things hit, I get a lot of questions about it. And you guys are awesome. I encourage that. You guys are fucking awesome. I reply to every single person that gets to me. But no, I'm not using any particular source here. And no, I'm not using Crap Gamer as a source. I'm basically picking up and giving my point of view on this subject. Keep in mind, it is not confirmed, and of course, I didn't say it was confirmed. So I'm kind of just going about it my own way here. So, is it possible? This is what a lot of people ask me. Could they get away with this? Here's the deal, guys. Scorpio already has a pretty big advantage when it comes to RAM over the Pro. Okay, now keep in mind, consoles have shared memory, PCs do not. So when I say I have 8 gigabytes of RAM for gaming, what I'm talking about is video RAM. RAM that's actually in the card, that the card will use to store textures and other assets. I also have an additional 16 gigabytes of system memory that if I did not have enough VRAM, it would actually spill out into the system memory. But keep in mind that system memory is a lot slower than that video RAM. So I kind of got to get that out of the way because people were telling me, well, you said this much would be enough and this much. And it's like, you got to remember, my operating system and things, that's all in the system RAM. The VRAM, I have an entire 8 gigabytes, 8,000 megabytes of RAM for gaming. So it's a little different with a PC because the operating system and stuff is all in a different partition of RAM. But with a console, some of that 12 gigabytes, some of that 8 gigabytes on the Pro is used up by the operating system. Now, from what we're hearing from developers and developer documents on the Pro, they have about 5.5 gigabytes of RAM on the Pro, and that's including that DDR3 that they put in there. So technically there's an entirety of 9 gigabytes in the Pro. One of those is used for software like Netflix and things like that, and that 8 gigabytes is freed up a little more for gaming. So it's 5.5 available, and then there's another 500 megabytes of flexible RAM that can go back and forth between games and the operating system if the OS can spare it. And that's kind of according to Sony's own papers. Now, with Scorpio, we know it's running a different operating system. I've actually seen some stuff from Mike Ybarra about this. They're actually gutting the operating system for Scorpio, and they're doing something a little different. It may look very similar, but how it works will be inherently different if they have to gut the code from the Xbox One console as we know it now. And here's what I'm getting at. I know Windows 10 uses about 1.6 gigabytes of RAM in my computer right now. Is it possible that Scorpio could be running a version of Windows 10 that is that lightweight on the RAM? Possibly. We know that it's going to be running PC ports. We know that it's getting its own operating system, its own code. Is it possible they could have 10 gigs for VRAM? I don't know, man. I think technically it could be done, but do I think it'll happen? Probably not. And the main reason being, it doesn't need to happen. The current OS in the Xbox One right now, I think, is around 3.5 gigabytes. So let's say it's 4 on Scorpio somehow. They still got 8 gigabytes of available memory to use for games on Scorpio. That's more than enough, and that's much more than the 5.5 to maximum 6 gigabytes that they have on the Pro. So you got to remember that stuff comes in handy with 4K. It comes in handy with textures, and that's one of the biggest differences. There's going to be enough RAM in Scorpio to handle more textures to fill out that 4K world. So all of it looks nice and sharp and detailed, not just the characters' beards, or certain areas they want you to really look at. Look down at a rock over there on the right, and it looks like trash because it's not a high-res texture. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. I'm Dealer. I'm out, fellas.